social engineering. Social engineering remains one of the most effective espionage techniques because it exploits human psychology rather than technical vulnerabilities. This method involves manipulating people into divulging confidential information or granting access to secure areas through psychological manipulation. The technique typically involves building trust over time through various approaches, creating false identities, exploiting existing relationships, or leveraging human tendencies like the desire to be helpful. Spies often use elaborate cover stories and false credentials to establish themselves in target organizations. Modern social engineering has evolved to include digital elements, combining traditional human manipulation with technology. Operatives might use social media platforms to create convincing cover identities and establish professional networks. They often conduct open-source intelligence to craft highly personalized approaches. The most sophisticated social engineering operations often involve multiple phases: reconnaissance, establishing rapport and trust, exploiting that trust to gather intelligence, and maintaining access without arousing suspicion. The success of this technique lies in its exploitation of human behaviors. Cyberespionage. Cyberespionage has become the cornerstone of modern intelligence gathering, involving sophisticated digital intrusion methods to access sensitive information. This technique has evolved from simple hacking to complex, state-sponsored operations using advanced persistent threats. The method typically involves multiple stages: network penetration, establishing persistence, lateral movement within systems, data collection, and exfiltration. Modern cyberespionage tools can remain undetected for months or years. Advanced operations often combine multiple attack vectors, including zero-day exploits, supply chain compromises, and custom malware. These operations frequently target industrial control systems, government networks, and corporate intellectual property. The most sophisticated attacks often involve creating backdoors that persist even after the initial compromise is discovered.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love.
Signals intelligence SIGINT. Signals intelligence involves intercepting and analyzing various types of electronic communications and signals. This encompasses everything from traditional radio and satellite communications to modern digital signals, including mobile phone communications, email traffic, and encrypted messages. The technique has evolved significantly from its origins in World War II radio interception. Modern SIGINT operations employ sophisticated technology to capture and process massive amounts of data. This includes the use of satellite intercept stations, underwater cable tapping, and advanced algorithms for filtering and analyzing collected information. The most advanced SIGINT operations now incorporate artificial intelligence and machine learning to process and analyze the vast amounts of data collected. These systems can identify patterns, flag suspicious communications, and even predict future activities based on communication patterns. Quantum computing developments are expected to revolutionize SIGINT capabilities. What makes SIGINT particularly powerful is its ability to operate without the target's knowledge. Unlike human intelligence, SIGINT collection methods can gather intelligence from thousands of miles away. Modern operations often combine multiple approaches, including cell tower simulators, satellite interception, and internet monitoring. The legal and ethical implications of SIGINT are complex, especially regarding privacy rights and international law. Many countries have developed sophisticated counter-SIGINT capabilities, including quantum encryption and secure communication protocols. Human intelligence HUMINT. Human intelligence, or HUMINT, remains the oldest and most reliable form of espionage. involving the collection of information through interpersonal contact and human sources. This technique goes beyond simple recruitment of spies to include complex networks of informants. Modern HUMINT operations are increasingly sophisticated, combining traditional tradecraft with modern technology. Operators use advanced surveillance equipment, secure communication systems, and digital tools while maintaining the fundamental aspects of human relationship building. The process typically involves careful source development, including identifying potential assets, assessing their access to valuable information, understanding their motivations, and creating approaches tailored to their psychological profiles. The mice factors remain fundamental in recruiting sources, but modern operators also consider complex psychological factors. HUMINT operations often involve long-term relationship building, sometimes spanning years before any significant intelligence is gathered. Operators must manage complex networks of sources, each requiring different handling approaches and security measures. The most successful operations often combine multiple sources to verify information. The risks in HUMINT operations are significant, including potential compromise of sources, counterintelligence operations, and physical danger to operators. Modern HUMINT increasingly involves managing digital footprints and protecting sources from sophisticated surveillance systems. Electronic surveillance. Electronic surveillance has evolved into one of the most comprehensive intelligence-gathering techniques, encompassing a vast array of technologies and methods. This goes far beyond simple wiretapping to include sophisticated digital monitoring systems, advanced imaging technology, and AI-powered analysis tools. Modern electronic surveillance operations typically employ multiple layers of technology. This includes traditional monitoring devices, but extends to advanced systems like thermal imaging, electromagnetic field detection, and radio frequency monitoring. High-end operations might use satellite surveillance, drone-based monitoring, and advanced sensor networks. The technology now includes capabilities like through-wall radar imaging, long-range facial recognition, gait analysis, and behavioral pattern recognition. Advanced systems can monitor electronic emissions from computers and mobile devices, even when they're not connected to networks. Some surveillance systems can reconstruct computer displays by analyzing subtle electromagnetic emissions. What makes modern electronic surveillance particularly powerful is its integration with artificial intelligence and big data analytics. These systems can process massive amounts of surveillance data in real time, identifying patterns and behaviors, tracking movements. Counter-surveillance technology has also evolved, leading to an ongoing arms race between surveillance and anti-surveillance capabilities. This includes everything from signal jammers and electromagnetic shielding to sophisticated detection systems. Economic espionage. Economic espionage has become increasingly sophisticated and critical in the modern world, where intellectual property and trade secrets can be worth billions of dollars. This form of espionage targets corporate secrets, research and development information, strategic business plans, and proprietary technologies. Modern economic espionage operations typically combine multiple approaches: cyber infiltration, human intelligence, and sophisticated technical collection methods. Operators often target not just the primary company but also its suppliers, partners, and service providers to find vulnerable access points. These operations frequently involve long-term planning, with operatives sometimes spending years positioning themselves within target organizations. They might establish legitimate business relationships, create front companies, or place operatives in seemingly unrelated positions to gain access to valuable information. The techniques used include advanced cyber operations, social engineering campaigns targeting key employees, and sophisticated methods of exfiltrating data without detection. Some operations even involve creating elaborate cover stories and fake business ventures to gain access to trade secrets. The impact of economic espionage can be devastating, potentially destroying companies' competitive advantages. This has led to the development of complex counter-espionage measures in the corporate world, including advanced security systems, employee monitoring, and sophisticated information compartmentalization. Covert photography and imaging. Modern covert photography and imaging has evolved far beyond traditional hidden cameras to encompass a sophisticated array of imaging technologies. This field now includes everything from microscopic cameras to advanced satellite imaging systems capable of reading license plates from space. The technology includes specialized equipment like through-wall imaging systems, miniaturized cameras, and advanced night vision systems that can operate in near total darkness. Modern systems often incorporate real-time transmission capabilities, allowing immediate data analysis and response. Sophisticated imaging operations might employ multiple technologies simultaneously: thermal imaging, hyperspectral imaging, and high-speed cameras that can capture details invisible to the human eye. Drone-based systems add another dimension, providing flexible surveillance platforms. The processing of collected images has become equally advanced, with AI systems that can automatically identify faces, track movements, and analyze patterns. Modern image processing can extract information from seemingly unusable photos, reconstruct 3D scenes from 2D images. Countermeasures have also evolved, including anti-photography materials, detection systems, and sophisticated methods for creating visual deception. This has led to an ongoing technological race between imaging and counter-imaging technologies. Cryptography and code breaking. The field of cryptography and code breaking has transformed from manual cipher breaking to quantum-level computational analysis. Modern cryptographic operations involve both offensive and defensive capabilities, often employing advanced mathematics and quantum principles. Today's code-breaking operations utilize supercomputers, artificial intelligence, and sophisticated algorithms to analyze encrypted communications. Advanced systems can identify patterns in seemingly random data, exploit weaknesses in encryption implementations. The most sophisticated operations often combine multiple approaches: brute force computing, implementation vulnerabilities, and exploitation of human factors in cryptographic systems. Some operations focus on bypassing encryption entirely by targeting the endpoints where data is decrypted. Modern cryptographic attacks might involve quantum computing techniques, side-channel analysis, and sophisticated mathematical approaches to finding weaknesses in encryption algorithms. The most advanced operations often focus on finding ways to compromise random number generators. The field continues to evolve rapidly with the development of quantum cryptography and post-quantum encryption, leading to an ongoing arms race between encryption and decryption capabilities. Organizations must constantly update their cryptographic systems to protect against emerging threats. Infiltration and embedded operations. Infiltration operations represent one of the most complex and high-risk forms of espionage, involving the long-term placement of operatives within target organizations. Modern infiltration goes beyond simple physical presence to include creating elaborate backstories and digital histories that can withstand intense scrutiny. These operations often begin years before the actual infiltration, with careful preparation of cover identities, academic credentials, and employment histories. Operatives undergo extensive training not just in their cover profession, but in the cultural nuances of their target environment. Modern embedded operations frequently utilize legend building, creating verifiable personal and professional histories. This might involve establishing businesses, creating academic records and developing professional relationships that appear genuine and long-standing. The most sophisticated infiltration operations often involve teams rather than individuals, with multiple operatives supporting each other in different roles. These might include technical specialists, social engineering experts, and traditional field operatives who maintain the actual embedded presence. The risks in modern infiltration operations have increased with the advent of background checking systems, biometric databases, and digital footprint analysis. Counterintelligence organizations now employ sophisticated methods to detect inconsistencies. But geospatial intelligence (GEOINT). Geospatial intelligence combines multiple disciplines including satellite imagery, mapping, and pattern of life assessment to provide comprehensive understanding of activities in specific locations. Modern GEOINT operations integrate data from numerous sources. Advanced GEOINT systems can track changes in landscapes, detect underground facilities, and identify patterns of activity. The technology now includes sophisticated 3D mapping capabilities, automated change detection, and predictive analysis. Modern operations often combine traditional imaging with cell phone locations, social media data, and Internet of Things devices to create detailed pictures of activity patterns. Advanced AI systems can analyze vast amounts of geospatial data. The most sophisticated GEOINT operations can integrate real-time data from multiple sources, creating dynamic maps that show activities as they occur. These systems might combine satellite imagery with ground-based sensors and drone footage. Counter-GEOINT measures have also evolved, including camouflaging techniques, false patterns, and deception operations to mislead GEOINT analysts. Technical Surveillance Countermeasures (TSCM). TSCM operations have become increasingly sophisticated as surveillance technology advances. Modern TSCM goes far beyond simple bug sweeping to include comprehensive electronic security and cybersecurity assessments. These operations protect against both traditional surveillance devices and advanced technical threats. Modern TSCM employs multiple layers of detection technology, spectrum analyzers, non-linear junction detectors, and thermal imaging systems. Advanced operations might use artificial intelligence to detect anomalous electromagnetic emissions and analyze radio frequency patterns. The most sophisticated TSCM operations now include continuous monitoring rather than just periodic sweeps. These systems can detect surveillance devices, identify unauthorized communications, and detect passive surveillance devices that only activate when receiving specific signals. Counter-surveillance specialists must also address sophisticated threats like laser microphones, ultra-wideband devices, and quantum sensors. Modern TSCM operations often include protective measures against these advanced threats. The field continues to evolve as new surveillance technologies emerge, requiring constant updates to detection methods and protective measures. TSCM specialists must stay current with both offensive and defensive technologies. Open Source Intelligence (OSINT). OSINT has transformed from simple information gathering to a sophisticated intelligence discipline utilizing data mining, artificial intelligence, and pattern analysis. Modern OSINT operations can extract valuable intelligence from vast amounts of publicly available information. Advanced OSINT operations employ sophisticated software tools that can automatically collect and analyze data from thousands of sources simultaneously. These systems can track changes in information, identify relationships between data, and predict future developments. The most effective OSINT operations combine automated collection with expert analysis, using artificial intelligence to process vast amounts of data while relying on human expertise to interpret context and significance. OSINT specialists must also be skilled in verifying information, detecting disinformation, and understanding the cultural context of collected data. Advanced operations might include creating detailed maps of influence networks and monitoring global supply chains. The challenge in modern OSINT lies in filtering data and identifying valuable intelligence among vast amounts of available information. This has led to the development of sophisticated analysis tools and methodologies. Acoustic surveillance and sonic intelligence. Acoustic surveillance has evolved into a highly sophisticated field that goes beyond traditional listening devices. Modern acoustic intelligence operations utilize advanced technologies to capture, process, and analyze sound from various sources, including through solid structures, across long distances, and in challenging environments. The technology now includes laser-based systems, underwater acoustic monitoring, and advanced signal processing that can isolate specific voices. Some systems can even reconstruct conversations from video footage of objects vibrating in response to sound waves. Sophisticated operations often employ multiple technologies simultaneously: parabolic microphones, contact microphones, fiber optic acoustic sensors, and AI-powered systems for voice recognition and analysis. Advanced processing can filter out background noise and enhance weak signals. Countermeasures have become equally sophisticated, including active noise cancellation, vibration dampening, and sound masking systems. Some facilities employ architectural acoustic design to prevent sound leakage. The most advanced acoustic surveillance systems can now identify individuals by their voice patterns, detect stress levels in speech, and determine activity patterns based on ambient sound. Network penetration and manipulation. Network penetration has evolved into a complex discipline combining technical expertise, psychological manipulation, and advanced persistent threat techniques. Modern operations go beyond simple hacking to include sophisticated supply chain compromises. Advanced operations typically involve multiple phases: initial reconnaissance, persistent access, lateral movement, and data exfiltration. Sophisticated attackers might maintain presence in networks for years. The most advanced operations often combine zero-day exploits, social engineering, hardware backdoors, and custom malware. These might include compromising network infrastructure devices. Modern network penetration operations frequently target industrial control systems, critical infrastructure, and secure networks. Advanced techniques might involve creating sleeper malware. Countermeasures have evolved to include intrusion detection systems, AI-based security, and network segmentation. This has led to an ongoing arms race between attackers and defenders. Satellite and aerospace reconnaissance. Satellite reconnaissance represents the pinnacle of technical intelligence gathering, combining advanced imaging, signals intelligence, and analysis capabilities. Modern operations utilize both government and commercial platforms. Advanced systems can capture multiple types of imagery: visible light, infrared, radar, and multispectral data. These systems can penetrate cloud cover and operate at night. Sophisticated operations often combine different platforms: geosynchronous satellites, low Earth orbit satellites, high-altitude aircraft, and drones for tactical reconnaissance. Modern aerospace reconnaissance includes capabilities like synthetic aperture radar, hyperspectral imaging, and signal collection systems. Advanced processing systems can automatically detect changes. Countermeasures have evolved to include sophisticated camouflage, mobile deception, and timing activities to avoid satellite passes. Some facilities are now built underground.